Jerry Durham here. I'm going to talk about one of his favorite things, the first phone call. I want to talk about this mindset around the first phone call. It's really important. Most business owners, and I used to do this, tell everybody, oh, we got to sell the outcome, sell the outcome. When you're doing your marketing, sell the outcome. When you get people on the phone, talk, find out where they want to get to. I'm like, cool. But what's that going to do to differentiate you from the others? And how is that? That's one. Number two is, how is that going to help the other person on the phone who's heard someone else or read or seen that someone else can help them deliver the outcome? So selling the outcome is not unique. We can help you with your back pain, get back to weightlifting. God, Google that, right? Chiros, trainers, everybody, right? Who can help people with back pain, get back to weightlifting. That's the outcome. Now, the outcome needs to be part of this conversation, heavy in your marketing and in this first phone call, this potential new patient phone call, right? New patient phone call needs to be heavy in this conversation. But if you just sell the outcome, here we go again. If you've heard this recently, it's still going to commoditize you a bit. Where's the value, right? So you got to be careful with this, right? And it's interesting because I used to do this all the time and used to tell everybody to do this, sell the outcome, sell the outcome. It's like, holy shit. There's like 30 other people within a 5-mile radius who are claiming, rightfully so, right? I'm not going to argue with them, that they can deliver the same outcome. So I'm like, selling the outcome, it sounds like it's becoming more like a commodity. And then why? Here's the cool thing. It'd be interesting. And this is my take on this, right? This is my thesis on this is the one they choose, even though it appears they were selling the outcome, is going to do exactly what I just told you. Just told you what I'm going to tell you, which is you don't want to sell the outcome. You want to sell the journey to the outcome. Okay. It is the dead space in between selling the outcome and today that's getting people to pause and say, I'll call you back, or how much does it cost, or start raising objections. So there is little to no value when everybody offers a solution to the outcome you want. There's little to no value. It comes back to a commodity. Where the value is once I understand where you fit, you, the provider, you, the person who claims you can help me, where you fit in my journey to the outcome. Now, anybody who knows me or knows anything I do, this is what I talk about in my 5-step process, right? If we have the problem to be solved, we have the outcome. By the way, that's step 2 in my 5-step process, right? So now there's 3 more things to do. And all these steps build upon each other. So if I know the problem you want solved, the outcome you desire, I can then tell you and show you and set and manage expectations around how we can be part of your journey back to that outcome. And I say that all very slow and purposefully because I want you to catch all of that. I must talk to you, ask you questions, reassure you, set and manage expectations that we can take you on this journey. Now, if you're not thinking, you should be, well, how am I going to get my front desk person to talk out this whole journey? And I'm like, you don't. You have to sell them and get them to understand the next step in that journey with you. So, Jerry, we've helped lots of people get back to the gym pain-free and get out of morning pain, just like you. So, boom, right? Social proof and individual proof. We can help you get back to the gym pain-free. Boom. So I just sold the outcome in one statement, but this phone call ain't over. And then I might ask you some about your expectations, right? What have you done in the past? What has helped? What hasn't? And I say, we don't do that. We do this. So now I'm starting to build up this trust and decreasing this fear, doubt, and uncertainty that this big gap, I'm filling in this big gap between the outcome and today. Sounds like they've taken people on a journey there. Right? We've helped people just like you get back to it. And then I tell you, right, we have just the expert for you that has helped people. Because really, if you think about it, I'm telling you, we have the expert here who has helped to get people back to the gym pain-free and out of morning pain. AKA, we have an expert here who has taken people on their journey from their injury all the step of the way. And you'll hear I sell this big time at the end, right? So I'm starting to tell you, we can get you to that outcome slowly but surely. And then I'm telling you, I have the right person. And literally, if we want to break this down, I have the guide for you, Jerry, that will take you on this journey back to the gym. I have the Sherpa that will lead you up the mountain to your final destination. We're selling the journey. Now, I don't want to get caught up again in the journey because that is for whom to spell out. the expert. So I have to sell the next step, and we miss this. I rarely hear this on a first phone call. I rarely hear this at all, secret callers, when I'm listening to recordings. People go to, we can deliver that to, let's get you scheduled. Here's your evaluation, and it'll be an hour. Boom, that's it. Well, how does that next step equate to my outcome? Nobody ever tells me. Right? So the next step is just getting them to commit. This is really, really important. There's a big tipping point in my journey to figuring this out when I was answering the phone. I was causing so much uncertainty talking about the future and talking right past the eval. And I wanted to make sure and tell them about all the treatments and services and all these things that were going to happen to them. And I'm just creating more uncertainty around what does this, and they're thinking about this destination, but what does this have to do? Now, all of a sudden, the more questions leads to indecision and no scheduling. So instead of talking about treatments and services, you just move to the visit with your expert, Dr. Jane Doe, who has helped people just like you. Now, Jerry, let me tell you what's going to happen during that evaluation. Now, you've told me what is the required next step in my journey with you to get to this desired outcome. And I speak high level about the evaluation. I do not talk about treatments, and I defer them. I defer. If you want to learn more about treatments and services, I'll have Dr. Jane Doe give you a call this afternoon, and she can answer some of your questions. But the point is, when you come in for that evaluation, we take you through that eval, you're going to get that plan of care, which is a map of your journey back to the gym pain-free and out of that morning pain. And who's going to give them that? The expert, Dr. Jane Doe. So again, we get this desired outcome quickly in the conversation. It's not low back pain, by the way. Low back pain is not, right? I have low back pain. Well, how can you talk about their destination if we don't treat low back pain, right? I got to know the destination. I don't want to know where you are today. You got low back pain. Okay. Anybody can treat low back pain. Can anybody get you back, right? So sell the expert who's going to take you through this process and give you the plan. They're going to outline your plan. They're going to show you the map, the steps on the map. So we jump ahead. We jump past the next step on that journey. It's really important, my friends. I got to tell you, it took me a long time and a lot of reflection back to realize the power was in selling the next step. Don't talk past. Again, you have people here who've gotten there, right? So that is social proof, individual proof. Then after that, I come right back to talking about the next step. And you say, but a lot of people ask about, and I get it, and we're still going to defer. Well, how many visits will there be? But what would the cost of future appointments be? Well, Jerry, as I mentioned, until you come in for that next visit, and get that plan of care from Dr. Jane Doe, we're not going to really know. Now, if you ask again, I'm going to tell you, maybe I'm just going to answer it, but more high level. On average, it would cost this. But until you come in and see Dr. Jane Doe and go through this evaluation, get this plan of care, we really don't know. Now, most of you know, some of you listening, right? You want your front desk to schedule out all 12 visits for someone. I disagree with that. Now, mind you, I know some clinics are busier, and I do work with people. I train people on getting them on to schedule for 2 or 3 more additional visits, but it's only after we make sure they understand, right? We've sold this step. They understand the next step in their journey. And then what we do at the end of that and say, okay, whatever we make the conversation, I'm going to put you on for 2, whatever. And by the way, don't say you can take them off, because that's permission to cancel. So we can weave that in, but putting someone on for 12 visits because it's on their prescription, or because everybody who comes in goes to 12 visits, totally undermines the expert. And you just told them their journey. And who are you, right? I'm Jerry, the front desk dude. No, nothing against a front desk person, but stay in the lane of expertise. My lane of expertise is making sure you're scheduled with the correct expert, Dr. Jane Doe, who has helped people get back to the gym pain-free. Okay. So we got to talk about the next step. We got to sell the next step in this journey. And we're selling the journey and the next step, not the outcome. All right. So, and by the way, this works, just so you know, we're talking about the first phone call. This is the way the plan of care has to be pitched by the provider. Every visit, the next step, right? Visit 2, when they come back, you remind them why they're there, and you remind them why they should return. You got to remind them about the next step. But if you're just always talking broad and there's uncertainty in there, yeah, we can get you there. Yeah, let's get you scheduled out. Or, you start talking, I hear people that oversell treatments and services, no idea of costs and how many visits will that be. And this is just getting too confusing. You know what? I have to think about it. I have to think about it a lot of times. I've listened to a lot of calls, right? The goal here is to decrease uncertainty, increase the likelihood of first visit arrival. I've listened to more calls in the last year where at the end of the call, there is more uncertainty created by your front desk team because they're overselling. They're talking past the first visit. They're talking past a visit with the expert who's going to guide them on their journey. I tell you, my friends, this is gold. This is gold. And you have to have people at the front desk who are willing. By the way, this isn't a longer conversation, right? There's a way to maintain control of this conversation, move someone through efficiently. And they hang up and they go, wow, I called the right place. Well, I'm glad I called them. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday at 10:30 for sure, right? This is not a longer call. This is a call a lot of your team doesn't want to have because they weren't hired to have this call. But any good salesperson understands the value of this call in their role in putting someone on the schedule who will arrive, pay, and stay. Right? So tell them, right? We get this desired outcome, and then bring it back to the next step in this journey with the person who's going to guide you to that destination. Ooh, I love it. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. That means you got to be in control. You got to slow the conversation down. Don't make it about the insurance. Don't make it about the doctor. Don't make it about the payer source. It's all about you, the person on the other end of the phone, and the expert who's going to help you on this journey. Cheers all.